Hey everyone, excited for another deep dive. Today we're exploring something close to my heart, eco-friendly travel.
Eco-friendly travel.
Got it. It's about seeing those amazing places, but, leaving a lighter footprint.
It's a really hot topic right now. And the research we found, it's not just about, being a good traveler anymore.
Right.
It shows how eco-friendly travel, it can actually lead to more authentic experiences.
I love that.
You're supporting local communities, conservation, really immersing yourself.
Okay, so less guilt trip, more like a trip of a lifetime, but better.
Exactly. And they highlight 5 destinations known for their green initiatives,
Ah,
plus some universal tips to make any trip greener.
perfect. So where do we start?
Well, they kick things off with Costa Rica.
So straight.
We all know it's a biodiversity hotspot, right?
Yeah.
But back in the 80s, they were facing massive deforestation. So
Oh, wow.
they made a bold move. They shifted their focus to ecotourism and started investing heavily in protecting their natural resources. It wasn't just about saving the rainforest.
Yeah.
It was recognizing its economic value.
So it was like a win-win.
Exactly. And it paid off big time today. Over 25% of Costa Rica is protected.
Wow.
They're a global leader in ecotourism.
Like, think about it. You're hiking through a rainforest, and your visit is helping to protect it.
It's powerful.
And they've got some incredible eco-lodges.
Oh, yeah.
Laparillos, for example, if you heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
Solar-powered bungalows right in the rainforest.
Amazing. They treat their wastewater, even use it to irrigate the gardens.
Oh, wow. That's commitment.
It is. And their restaurant sources ingredients almost entirely from their own organic garden or local farmer.
Farm to table, but like next level.
Exactly. It's that cycle, reducing your footprint, supporting local communities.
And I bet the food is amazing.
Oh, for sure. And beyond the lodges, so many ways to experience Costa Rica responsibly. Volunteering at a sea turtle conservation project, visiting wildlife sanctuaries.
That sounds incredible. Okay, what's next?
Well, from the rainforest, we're heading to Iceland.
Iceland.
Okay. I always pictured it as this, pristine, untouched landscape.
Me too?
But did you know they're also pioneers in renewable energy?
No, really?
They've harnessed the power of their volcanoes.
Volcanoes.
Using geothermal energy
Wow.
to heat homes, power businesses,
That's amazing.
even create those famous geothermal spas.
Like the Blue Lagoon.
Exactly. I mean, the pictures are incredible.
I've always wanted to go.
But the research also points out this boom in tourism, it's putting a strain on their ecosystems.
That makes sense. Things get popular, and then...
Right. There's always a balance. They really emphasize the leave no trace principle,
Okay.
especially in those wild landscapes.
Oh.
Staying on marked trails, disposing of waste responsibly,
Makes sense.
it all adds up.
So maybe, like, off-season travel would be better.
That's a great tip. Spring or autumn, avoid the crowds.
And less impact.
Exactly. Plus, it supports local businesses year-round.
Okay, sold. I'm marking that down. What's next on our eco-friendly adventure?
Next, we're heading down under to New Zealand.
New Zealand. Okay, adventure time.
Right. Known for its breathtaking landscapes, thrilling activities,
Bungee jumping. Anyone.
but they're also deeply committed to preserving those landscapes.
Yeah.
And their rich Maori culture.
So how do they balance that
Yeah.
with all the adventure tourism and everything?
Well, they're weaving sustainability into it. You can go ziplining through ancient forests with a company called Eco-Zip Adventures.
Catchy name.
They use a portion of their profits to support native forest regeneration.
I love that. Giving back to the environment.
Right. And there are guided tours that prioritize respect for the environment and Maori cultural sites.
So it's not just about the thrills, it's about being mindful.
Exactly. And it goes beyond organized tours. They encourage visitors to support Maori-owned businesses.
Oh, yeah.
Learn about their customs, traditions.
Connecting with the culture.
Absolutely. And for exploring those landscapes, think about renting an electric vehicle.
Oh, good idea.
They're becoming more common there.
That's awesome. Okay, I'm feeling inspired to travel more sustainably. Where to next?
Ready to discover a hidden gem.
Always.
The research suggests Slovenia.
Slovenia. Okay, I'm intrigued.
It's a small country in Europe, but it's quickly becoming a leader in sustainable tourism.
Really? I never would have guessed.
Despite its size, Slovenia has incredible natural beauty, from the Julian Alps to the Adriatic coastline.
So diverse.
And they're protecting it. Over 60% of Slovenia is covered in forest.
Wow, that's impressive.
And they've got this cool initiative called the Slovenia Green Destination Label.
Okay, tell me more.
It's a national certification recognizing destinations and businesses committed to sustainable practices.
So you know it's legit?
Exactly. They have strict criteria for waste management, energy efficiency, community engagement.
So you're really supporting businesses that are making a difference.
That's the idea. And
Yeah.
their eco-lodges are amazing. The research mentions Garden Village Bled.
Oh, I've heard of that place.
You can stay in tree houses or glamping tents powered by renewable energy.
Sounds magical.
And they have a strong farm-to-table movement, too. Imagine, fresh local ingredients supporting local farmers.
Sign me up. Okay, last but not least, where are we ending our eco-friendly journey?
Well, if you're looking for something truly unique, a destination that prioritizes well-being and happiness,
I'm listening.
we're going to Bhutan.
Bhutan. Okay, I know very little about Bhutan. Enlighten me.
It's really special. They've adopted this concept of gross national happiness.
Gross national happiness. What does that mean?
They prioritize the well-being of their citizens and the environment.
Over like profits and stuff.
Exactly. It's a different way of thinking. And their tourism policy reflects that. It's high value, low impact.
Okay, so what does that look like in practice?
You need to book through a certified tour operator and pay a daily tariff.
Interesting. A tariff?
It might sound restrictive,
Yeah.
but that tariff directly funds education, healthcare, and environmental conservation in Bhutan.
So it's like your travel dollars are going directly back to the community.
Exactly. And it helps regulate the number of tourists, ensuring the local communities and environment aren't overwhelmed.
Makes sense. And what kind of experience can you expect in Bhutan?
It's like stepping back in time, pristine landscapes, ancient monasteries, a unique culture.
It sounds incredible, like a really immersive experience.
It is. Now, we've explored some amazing destinations.
I'm ready to pack my bags.
But what about those everyday practices that make any trip greener?
Right. We need to talk about that.
We'll unpack those after a quick break.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more eco-friendly travel tips. All right, we're back and ready for more eco-friendly travel tips.
You know, it's amazing how these small changes can make a big difference.
Right, like where do we even begin?
Well, the research really emphasizes packing reusables.
Reusables, okay.
I know, it sounds basic.
Yeah.
But seriously, a reusable water bottle, a cloth shopping bag, bamboo cutlery.
Oh, yeah. I always forget about cutlery.
It all adds up. So much plastic waste.
And I've noticed some places are really cracking down on single-use plastics.
Exactly. So it's becoming more of a necessity.
Plus, it's actually more convenient.
Right. You always have your water bottle.
No more searching for a plastic bag at the checkout.
Exactly.
Okay, what about getting around? Transportation is a big one.
It is, especially for long distances. Flying, obviously.
Yeah, that carbon footprint.
But the research isn't saying never fly.
Okay, yeah.
It's about being mindful. For short trips, maybe take a train or bus.
Makes sense.
And when you do fly, choose airlines investing in fuel-efficient aircraft or sustainable fuels.
Right, so there are options.
There are. And have you heard of carbon offsetting?
Yeah, I've seen it when booking flights and stuff.
It's not perfect, but it can help neutralize those emissions.
So how does that work?
You invest in projects that reduce greenhouse gas emissions, like planting trees or renewable energy.
Okay, so it's like balancing things out a bit.
Exactly. Taking responsibility for that footprint.
All right, let's talk about food. I love trying new foods when I travel.
Me too. And it's one of the best ways to experience the local culture sustainably.
So how can we be more mindful about food choices?
Look for farm-to-table restaurants, supporting local farmers.
Fresh, seasonal, delicious.
Exactly. And reduces the carbon footprint of your food.
And it's not just about restaurants, right?
Right. Think about souvenirs. Instead of those mass-produced trinkets,
Oh yeah, the ones you see everywhere.
look for locally made crafts, things that support traditional artisans.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Unique souvenirs with a story.
Exactly. Plus, your purchase directly impacts those communities.
Okay, this next one might seem obvious,
Yeah.
but it's so important, respecting local cultures and ecosystems.
Couldn't agree more. Be a mindful visitor. Do your research before you go.
Learn about customs, traditions, all that.
Right. Dress appropriately. Be mindful of noise levels. Treat the environment with respect.
Stay on marked trails, don't disturb wildlife, dispose of waste properly.
It's all about leaving a place better than you found it.
I love that. Now, the research also mentioned something interesting.
What's that?
This idea of slowing down, spending more time in one place.
Oh, I'm a big advocate for that.
Me too. I used to rush around trying to see everything.
Yeah.
But now I realize it's better to really immerse yourself.
Exactly. You connect with the culture, appreciate the destination, and it's better for the environment.
Less transportation, less rushing around.
Exactly. And, think about giving back to the communities you visit.
Volunteering, supporting local businesses.
It all makes a difference. Turn your travels into a force for good.
I love that idea. Okay, so we've covered destinations, everyday practices, mindful travel.
You've got a good foundation.
But what about those little extra things that can really enhance the experience?
We've got some final tips to make your eco-friendly travels even more memorable.
All right, we're back. Ready for those final eco-friendly travel tips.
You know, as we were talking about all this,
Yeah.
what really struck me from the research, it's turning your trip into a learning experience.
Oh, I like that.
Going beyond just sightseeing, really engaging with the place.
Right, like becoming a student of the destination.
Exactly. Connect
Yeah.
with the culture, learn about their challenges, maybe even contribute to solutions.
So it's like taking a deeper dive, literally.
Exactly. Like, let's say you're in Costa Rica and you're fascinated by their conservation efforts.
Yeah.
Why not visit a research station or talk to a local guide about protecting the rainforest?
That's a great idea. Get a first-hand perspective.
Or in Iceland with those geothermal landscapes, imagine visiting a power plant,
Oh, wow.
seeing how they harness renewable energy.
So it's about like seeking out those educational opportunities.
Absolutely. And it doesn't have to be big organized tours.
Right.
Sometimes the best moments are spontaneous.
Yeah, like chatting with a local shopkeeper, asking about their favorite spots.
Exactly. Or joining a community event, those authentic connections.
The research also talk about reflecting on your experiences,
Oh, that's so important.
like journaling, processing your thoughts.
It helps you integrate what you've learned into your life back home.
So it's not just about the trip itself.
Right. It's about those lasting changes.
So as we wrap up this eco-friendly travel deep dive, what's the key takeaway? What do you hope our listeners remember?
You know, I hope they realize sustainable travel isn't about sacrificing anything.
Yeah.
It's about enhancing your experience, connecting more deeply with the world.
And making choices that are good for people and the planet.
Absolutely. It's about remembering we're guests in these places.
Yes, I love that analogy.
We have a responsibility to tread lightly, respect the local culture.
Leave a positive impact.
Exactly. So as you plan your next adventure, think about those choices.
Those little shifts, they can make a big difference.
It's about creating travel memories you can be proud of.
Knowing you explored responsibly.
And left the world a little better than you found it.
That's a beautiful thought. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
It was my pleasure.
And to all our listeners, happy travels.